IPL we are having still 9 matches to go. It's a yawn-inducing IPL, and you are out of the 9 matches, 8 are going to be effectively of no interest. One will be of keen interest. I know people will watch the game between Mumbai and RR as well with a lot of interest.
CSK RR you mean?
CSK RR with a lot of interest. People will watch the Delhi Punjab game also with some interest. I know all of that, but effectively, if you really take a look at where the IPL stands, out of the 9 remaining league matches, only one is of any consequences. That is Delhi versus Mumbai, which will tell us which is the 4th team to get there. Imagine, I can't remember the last time an IPL was in a situation like this where there were 9 matches to go and we pretty much knew everything.
No, but if it rains tomorrow and it's a washout, then 2 games will become interesting. Delhi Punjab and Mumbai Punjab. If it rains tomorrow.
True. Yeah. True. 1 point. You're only 1 point behind.
That'll make Delhi and Mumbai level.
So Rakshas
1 point.
No, Mumbai will be one point ahead. And then it will come down to Punjab.
Yeah,
so who Punjab wants to take with them.
So your Jaan is in Punjab's hands at this point in time. So same with MI.
No.
Rakshas ke Jaan kisi tote mein hai.
Jaan very much is in your hands only. You have
Rakshas ki Jaan.
you can
Raja, Rakshas, whoever.
Raja tha yaar.
Raja, I've heard that was a Rakshas also. That if you have to kill the demon, you have to kill the parrot also.
Which story is this?
From Hatim Tai. Yes, Hatim Tai.
Anyway.
To kill the evil wizard, you had to kill the parrot first. So.
Okay, anyway, that we have enough time to discuss through the IPL. Of the most interesting games coming your way in the next few days, we'll be discussing at the end of each match. See, doesn't matter with the IPL. There are so many different contexts to the games that we are live every evening and we discuss those. And the contexts are usually with regards to international cricket. So somewhere or the other, there is relevance in each match that is played, and the interest will be kept alive because they'll be fighting for the top 2 spots. So games will be of a lot of interest for our regular viewers, and we promise you, doesn't matter whether top 4 are decided, not decided, we are live every night, so we'll discuss that. But our dugouts are usually a take on a topic away from match analysis, and today what we're going to do is, because now all teams barring 2 know where they are going, so they pretty much can form up their plans, and even though they'll have enough time for the next auction, they'll start thinking about next season. And one of the major thoughts that they will have before the next auction that they'll have, the mini auction, is who all to release, because once you release, you offload, you get some money to shop, and then you go to the mini auction and buy. So who could be the big high profile players who could be released after this auction? We're going to debate that. What we've done is put together 10 names, 10 high profile names who are under scrutiny. And maybe all of them can be retained, maybe all of them could be let go, or they go themselves, whatever be the case, or half are there, half are gone, we don't know. But 10 names we've put, and we're going to debate on each of those 10 names, and probably agree or disagree, but put forward our thoughts, and then we'd love for you to join in and also share your thoughts about each of those players. So in no particular order, just random names we've put, but the names aren't random, the order is random.
As much as we try and say that, you can't take your eye away from the fact that there is somebody at number 7 who is regarded as Mr. Number 7.
Putin also at number 7.
No matter how much we try and say this.
By the way, that happened
unintended, but I don't know how far we can go on to explain that and how much of it is going to be acceptable.
That's true.
You can keep Dhoni away from number 7, but not number 7 away from Dhoni.
Yeah. Hey, his is a very interesting name on the list. We'll get to it once I know a lot of people have different thoughts that he'll never be let go, he is Mr. CSK. We know all of that. We'll get to it once his name comes up on our list. Now we're going to follow the order which is randomly been picked by our producer in Shivam. It just so happens that...
Or notoriously.
It just so happens Dhoni is at number 7. Okay, starting with Mr. Rishabh Pant. Because some recency bias, he played his game yesterday. So I guess that's why his name has gone at number 1. Do you think he gets to play for Lucknow next season, or he's going to be told Tata bye-bye?
Why don't we just start from Shivam, because not only did he prepare the list, but Rishabh Pant represents his beloved franchise.
Yeah, but viewers can't hear him, na?
At least we get to see some way.
Yeah, Shivam. We will go with it. Shivam says continue. LSG fan. Okay, who's starting?
I'll start. I agree with Shivam. The first season hasn't gone the way that LSG would have liked. Still, they've done enough to be relevant till the last few matches of the league stage. So they'll take heart from that. And as Rishabh Pant pointed out yesterday, there were certain gaps, and like we were also touching upon, they didn't have that full-blown squad that they were hoping for. Not all the players were fully fit. So a couple of those things, including Rishabh's personal form, that didn't go his way. As captain, he's still done well, as we credited him yesterday. So I don't think the impatient ownership of LSG, as we've seen in the past, run out of patience so soon after one season. And when you name a captain like Rishabh Pant, you look at it as a three-year project. So it's a 3-year project. Rishabh Pant's been made in charge, and yes, there'll be some assessment that will be done, but you still trust him to be the man over the next couple of seasons as well.
+1. I don't think, despite having a horror season with the bat, LSG are going to persist with him. Because where is the leadership then apart from Rishabh Pant in that team that they have picked? Nicholas Puran is there, but I think they would want an Indian leading. So that's why, yes, Pant will be retained for the next 2 years.
There are no other leaders. Leaders can be...
But again, would you want to show a faith in a foreigner?
They have a Markram who's been an international level captain.
But
just giving you a suggestion.
But we have seen Markram.
SA20 franchise as well.
Sunrisers Eastern came, but then when he led Sunrisers before Pat Cummins, you saw what happened. They were in the wooden spoon category. With Nicholas Puran, again, captaincy material, he's also had a very inconsistent run in 2025. Started off well, but has had a dip. He recovered in the SRH game, but there is a reason why not many teams have won with foreign captains.
There's a Delhi captain.
Yes.
Ayush Badoni.
He did captain the Delhi Ranji team.
He captained Virat Kohli recently.
Yes,
yeah?
he did. But
captains Delhi in all formats.
So when Virat can play under him. Just now he played, na?
Railways match.
Yes.
So
Virat has played his last straight ball game under Ayush Badoni.
There you go. So I'm just giving you options. You're saying there are no leadership options. Just saying that.
For the IP.
No, he's saying Indian, na, Baba.
Indian. Ayush Badoni also.
You never know, maybe more options come.
See, from the fire to the frying pan, that's what you're doing it for Ayush Badoni then, if that's the case.
No, not Ayush Badoni. I'm saying from other franchises, if somebody else is released, they can be
That's
other
why
franchise.
I don't think you
Captains
have to...
to nowadays, one thing you might not get batters, you might not get bowlers. Captains you'll definitely get.
Everyone wants to.
Yeah, exactly.
If
Captains
you
you'll
release somebody...
You don't know who your test captain is.
Yeah. Every team has 3 to 4 captains.
Indian team has 3-4 test captains.
Indian team, to all 11 are captaining somewhere or the other.
No, right now. In
Right
contention.
now. Yeah, in contention, yes.
Where does Mohammad Siraj captain aside? Where does Mohammad Shami captain aside?
Shami has said
He had said,
that.
I don't
I don't mind, but where...
He's ready.
He's ready. He said that.
Bumrah, Shami,
Yeah.
KL Rahul.
I think the only person who doesn't want to be captain right now is KL Rahul.
How do you know?
He said
If you
it
give him
for
test captaincy, he might take it. He said for
Yeah,
IPL.
IPL. I doubt if you're not willing to take up IPL ownership, if you'll be able to, or you'd be wanting to take up responsibility
But Virat
for
didn't
the.
want to be IPL captain, but he showed
Wanted
it
to
just
be
in test.
test captain.
That's a different thing. So there are lots of options for captaincy.
Captaincy is never going to be
It will be a big call if LSG decide not to retain him. Because on return of interest, when you look at it, return of investment, ROI, he hasn't done anything, Rishabh Pant. A colossal failure in with the bat. So that's why his prime KRA is batting, right?
So, but you're still saying they're retaining
They
him.
will retain him. So that's
Going
why.
after him, but saying they'll retain him.
LSG.
I thought after the whole thing you built up that ROI is not happening. Biggest thing he has to contribute.
But it is,
so they will not retain. But
it is balanced out by the fact that the secondary and tertiary KRAs, looking at it, keeping has been solid. His captaincy is ensured. They are not finishing at the bottom of the table.
This is either you qualify or you don't. Where are you finishing after not qualifying? I don't think that matters to anybody.
Okay, he is saying they will retain him. Yes.
I'll be very honest. It's for me. I personally.
When are you never honest?
Owner of Lucknow Super Giants.
I'll release him.
You'll release him. Okay.
I'll release him, and I think it's not going to be that easy a call for the owners as well. I know we from the outside feel that it's not even going to be a discussion, but I don't see that happening because we have seen the same owner removing an MS Dhoni from captaincy in the past. That is something, Sanjeev Goenka is somebody who's really, really result oriented, like you should be in such a model of a tournament. So, I don't know. I personally still feel that they might just stick on with him for another season. But if I would have been the owner, I would have personally let go of Rishabh Pant. And the only reason for that is that this amount he will not get in a mini auction, 27 crore. So I'm 110%. If I go full throttle for a Rishabh Pant, I will buy him for under 20 crore in a mini auction. So that's the only reason why I let
Release
go.
him and buy him again.
Actually,
Buy him if you don't have any other option. Then it's not like that you're absolutely letting him go. If there are other options, you can go for somebody else as well. But if push comes to shove and there is nobody else left, you can still buy back a Rishabh Pant because you already have that much cushion.
see, you won't get captains in a mini auction.
Why? You never know.
Seldom does it happen. What you've seen in history, I'm not saying it could happen again in Rishabh Pant's case, but what usually happens, those record-breaking numbers and signings happen always in a mini auction. And you'll see all your Stark when he went for 15, Cummins when he went for 15 crore, and all these.
It's never 27 crore.
Yeah, so all your records are mostly broken, especially fast bowler records. They're mostly broken in the mini auction.
That is also
but
when.
in Rishabh's case, I agree it will not necessarily happen because people won't even have those many funds.
And in a mini auction, it's more about what skill set is everybody looking for. Jaydev Unadkat once went for 11 crore, if I'm not wrong. When 12 crore, when everybody was looking for fast bowlers, there was shortage of fast bowlers. Pawan Negi went when you were looking for left arm. Chris Morris went when you're all-rounders.
So again, all these record-breaking numbers always came.
But Harshit sir, those numbers are nowhere close to 27 crore. 27 crore, I think.
But also because there has been an increase in purse also.
Yeah, that too. But in the mini auction, I don't see Rishabh Pant getting 27 crore.
Okay, we'll move on. If you ask me, I think as far as I know, the team is definitely not letting him go because whatever I've picked up, they've been firm that they've not invested in, and this is coming from the franchise, that they've not invested in Pant just for one season. They've actually gone in with a long-term view that he can be a long-term leader for them. So the franchise is definitely not letting him go. That's for one. And yeah, if I was also LSG, I think he's had a bad season. Anyone could. I'm hoping for a better season next time around. And I think he's done decently well as a captain. So no issue there. So I'll stick with him. So I mean, as seems like the consensus, most feel that they should. Anyway, so Pant, it seems like based on our assessment, 4 out of 5 here feel that he will continue. That's our personal opinion as well as what we think the franchise is going to be doing. Next up, Sanju Samson. We could start in reverse order.
Is it about what I will do as an owner? I'll personally want to keep a Sanju Samson. He's a future prospect for my team. He's been the poster boy for me. That's how people relate a Rajasthan Royals with. Whenever we talk about Rajasthan Royals, the first player that comes to our mind is Sanju Samson, and I think that is where you sort of start to create that fan base and eventually become a big franchise where you're loved by your fans. So Sanju Samson plays a very big role in that. Plus, his performance isn't bad. He's the first choice wicketkeeper for the Indian T20I side as well. And each year with captaincy, whatever said and done, this year, keeping aside, he's really built a team which people are now sort of scared of. He's built a core of youngsters. With these youngsters, they have gone on and played for India or are in and around the Indian team in any format, all across formats. So he's genuinely built a really good team. I really like that about Sanju Samson, and that is why I would want to have him. And he's somebody who can he can adjust his batting number for the team. He can bat at 3 or he can open as well. This year, now the other thing, if he wants to go, that's a different thing altogether. If he wants to go, if he does not feel valued in that team, if these points
What do you think will happen?
What
That
do I
if
think?
he wants
Sanju
to
will go.
We know he will
Sanju,
go.
according to me, will go.
Because he is not happy, you are saying.
Yeah, I feel so.
For 2 minutes, I thought, which team is he talking about? I was confused. Is he talking about Mumbai? We are talking about RR right now currently.
RR has also done the same. The
Are
template is
they
very
on
similar.
top of the table?
No.
Am I seeing a different table altogether? Am I seeing a different
Not about
parallel
this season,
IPL
but
altogether?
Sanju Samson has been doing this for so many years now. This is the same team a couple of years. Last year they played the playoffs. Previous year they played the final.
But there is a very dark underlining to those playoffs. They lost 7 out of 8 games.
Previous 23, if I'm not wrong, they played the final.
22 you played the
22,
final.
yeah. 22 they played.
You
the final.
lost it. That is not Sanju's fault that he lost it in the auction, but only 2 players were taking you there. The rest of the team hardly did anything in that 2022 season. Which is why Sanju, looking at the main indication that gave me that yes, he will go, he's not getting retained by RR, was the Delhi game. He was your leader. He was your leader, right? He was not a reserve. You ignored him. If I was Sanju Samson, and with the power tussles that is happening in the RR camp, I'm pretty much sure there will be. I'm not staying in this franchise anymore, folks. For 6 years I have been there. For 6 to 7 years I have served my time. I have had limited success with the franchisee. But looking at the humiliation that happened at Arun Jaitley, I'm sorry. I'll pack my bags and go to another franchisee that values me.
So you think Sanju is going?
Going.
You think Sanju is going?
I have a similar feeling. I don't think Sanju Samson in his personal capacity could be happy with how things have gone by this year. We've read reports, some of the evidence has been there, as Siddharth was also pointing out for us to see on a television screen. And now, no, there's not just Sanju, there are other players who've been looking at captaincy. Now, perhaps that captain's armband has become far more portable than it used to be. So, it has more flexibility, it has more ability to move around from one person to the other. And if you're one of the players who's made to believe that the systems around him, he's one of those that the franchise believes in, you don't want to be seeing that, especially when you're the captain. So this accessibility to the captain's armband, it can be a little unnerving, can be a little unsettling, and I'm not sure if Sanju Samson would want to stick on.
So the unanimous agreement here is that he's going. I know that he's really not been looked after, but I have seen franchises find a way of keeping their stock together despite issues. It happened last couple of seasons as well, and they managed to do that. So I have a sneaky feeling that he also. I mean, you'll also have to look at which is the franchise that would want them. He could, of course, have understanding with a few franchises, and based on that understanding would want to go out, and knowing fully well that franchise might go for me. But I don't know. I have a feeling that maybe he'll stay. Maybe he'll stay, and maybe you'll see him. The franchise would definitely want to keep
Would
him.
he?
I'm saying maybe he'll stay.
Would he want to stay?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he'll stay.
He'll stay.
Yeah,
Franchise, so
I'm not
anyways, I
talking
think
about franchise.
they'll
Franchise
all
definitely
want
wants
him.
Yeah. But it's 3-1.
But majority of folks here feel that you will not have Sanju Samson, and it will be more of a case of him not wanting to be there rather than the franchise.
I maintain, I think that's what we all feel. The franchise would still want to keep him.
Yeah.
Because you want to be having that player around who's now committed to the Indian team as well, who forms a part of your core. Sanju Samson, when you look at it, is at the very nucleus of the so-called core that you've identified
Yet,
now.
you found ways to make the core sit out as well.
See, the core has suffered a
He
meltdown.
was injured,
Yeah.
no?
If you, I feel Sanju Samson
so much of a core, you could have involved him when the
decision making.
the super over is happening.
As I said, he
traveled a couple of times.
But at that time, the captain was Rian, na? Since
No.
Sanju had walked
At least
out.
the
See,
core
he-
can go with you in the flight to a destination.
he had a side strain. He didn't have a wisdom
It's
to
like,
recovering.
It's like, we've heard that story, right? That even though Virat was back after 36 all out, he was still on the phone line at all times with the Indian team. Yeah, it's that. Again, I'm just.
That to maybe Sanju also could have been on the field.
Sanju Samson for treatment was here while his team was in Bangalore. He wasn't even traveling with the team.
His phone won't now. I don't know how much does that.
So I think there's been a bit of an alienation with Sanju this time. Sanju, the captain, has been alienated a bit.
He's not been captain majority. I think Riyan Parag is captain more than Sanju.
100%. Okay, next in line.
Yeah.
Venki Iyer. Big paycheck.
23.75 crore reasons why he is getting released.
Oh.
No form with the bat, not bowled, not even a regular in the Kolkata Knight Riders playing 11. What position is he batting? Last year when you won the title, he was in a fixed batting position. Confidence low, injuries are at a high, not bowling, uncertain of where he's batting. A colossal waste of 23.75 crores in this IPL auction when you look at it.
I have a different view of things around Venkatesh Iyer. I think what he does have more than form is the backing of the franchise. And they not only bought him with a smile on their face, they also showcased him as the future leader as well. I'll take you guys back to the stuff that they'd uploaded on social media where they made the captain announcement. The captain and the vice captain were announced together. And you had this whole graphic of there being a throne on which there's Venki Iyer and he sat right alongside Ajinkya Rahane, who was sat on the bigger throne. So that just put the image very clear, that put the message out very clearly. Yes, it's not been a season, but they didn't mind paying all that money. And the one franchise that looked very happy even at that price point to have bought Venkatesh Iyer were Kolkata. That's how much they believe in him. So I think he's got the system to back him, and I don't think they're giving up on him.
It's going to be a shootout between him and Ajinkya Rahane, according to me, because both can't be in the same batting lineup. And the only reason, when we have seen that all throughout the season, that it's either been Venki Iyer or it's been Angrish Raghuvanshi who has batted in the top 4. So, and Ajinkya Rahane had to be a must play batter because he was the captain, and also form. He was the best batter in form in that sense with Ajinkya Rahane. Angrish Raghuvanshi you will persist with because of the kind of form that he has shown. So it's now going to be between Rahane and Venkatesh Iyer, and I think that will all boil down to what happens in the upcoming domestic season. Me, if I am in the franchise, I'm going to let go of Ajinkya Rahane, persist with Venkatesh Iyer, because personally I would not have done that, but now that you have invested in him and now that you look at him as the next captain, he's been given those indications. Sorry, he would have prepared himself in that way this season as well. While being on the ground, he would have felt the part that he's part of the core group as well. So I think I'll make him the captain next year and I'll persist with him.
I think it makes sense to address both Rahane and Venkatesh Iyer together, as Shashwat also addressed them. So we'll finish with the two of them. And I have an exact opposite take on that. If I am KKR, I'm going to keep Rahane and let go of Venkatesh Iyer. Because as a batter also, Rahane has been a much better bat than Venkatesh Iyer this season. He's been one of the better batters. So in terms of form, he's there. Secondly, with Rahane, I still get captaincy. I think the franchise was also a bit unlucky that they've had, games washed out on crucial occasions. It's happened twice, I think, to them in this season. Who knows? They may be competing had they gotten a chance to finish those 2 games. They've made a few errors. They've been smart on a few fronts. It's been a mixed bag of a season. But at least with Rahane, I even get captaincy. With Venkatesh Iyer, I'm not even sure I'm going to get that. So on what basis do I make him captain? Neither is there any form with the bat or the ball. And releasing a Venkatesh Iyer frees up a lot of money for me to be buying multiple players, whereas that doesn't happen if I release Rahane. I think maybe they'll look at changing their coaching staff. That is a possibility. Keep Rahane as captain, tweak your coaching staff a bit. Maybe Chandrakant Pandit goes, maybe Abhishek Nair gets elevated to a different role. He came in a little late. Maybe get someone like an Owen Morgan back, and have Rahane there continuing. So you need one mentor sort of a player. So I'll have Rahane. And Venkatesh Iyer, I think it could be let go and allows me a lot more.
So it's a split house then for Venki Iyer. 2 want to retain,
yeah.
2 are against.
What about Rahane? Because we've already...
I will keep Rahane.
Okay.
For the same reasons.
I think given given the fact that the season has been far from what KKR would have liked, Rahane has been a bright spot. How the power sharing happens going forward, because over the 3 years, I doubt if Rahane would have been their captain for all 3 years. I don't think that signing was made, and Venkatesh Iyer, that kind of money was splashed on him. Keeping that in mind, I thought that or KKR would have thought that this would again be a good kind of a season, and then the power transition can take place in a seamless manner. It's going to be very difficult now after such a season. Then do you go for an immediate shake-up with that uncertainty of not knowing what you get with the Venkatesh Iyer? I think Ajinkya Rahane continues for another season. You need some sort of consistency in leadership at least.
Okay, so that is Rahane also done. With 3 of us at least feel that Rahane should be there. So Rahane gets a positive, whereas Venkatesh Iyer is 50-50. So good luck, Shivam, coming up with another
Equal.
equal.
Because in a chess, this thing plus minus equal. That's a draw.
Rahane, I think I sort of do agree that it was more about seeing his domestic form. He was given that money and he was called in as the captain as well. Is that going to be the same? I don't know, because he's not getting younger. Replicating the same form each and every season, will that be possible? I see if it's not going to be that case, I think they'll let him go and make Venkatesh Iyer the captain, because they've invested. Now that's the right.
You've already made a point, but you are outvoted here.
Yeah.
Feel that there is Rahane. We have to move to the next player, Shami.
Released. His T20 numbers, his IPL numbers were never that solid. He was not on solid ground at that point in time. This season has shown it alarmingly, even for India. When you look at it, pace seems to be down, rhythm seems to be down. He's getting released. He's going into the pool.
He's going into the pool for me as well. I think very similar points. I'll not take much time.
And then there's injury concerns as well. You don't know how much game time do you get from Shami or not. Put together everything, lack of form.
And there are so many options in fast bowling now.
He'll still have a franchise. I don't think he remains.
Where are the options? Nobody picked Shardul Thakur.
That shows how many options you have.
Teams are struggling. Delhi has so many options.
Now there's a Prince Yadav. He hasn't played. Every year 5-7 new bunch of fast bowlers come.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think there's not much to debate there. I think Shami will find it very tough. And it's not just about lack of form. He's been an outstanding performer, but I think there are question marks over his fitness also in terms of delivering 4 overs. Also, he becomes a bit one-dimensional in T20 cricket, where he is a wicket taker with the new ball, but in every other part of the game, he is not really of much of utility. So I think that goes against him. I still see a decent future for him in red ball, because I think he'll be very lethal with the red ball. But yeah, in T20 cricket, maybe even ODI cricket, he could, have a short-term future. But yes. T20 cricket, I think he's going to be very tough. So yeah, Shami, 4 out of 4. We've all, kind of agreed that no, he will be let go. Why do I think the next one is
even more unanimous? Change the.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, you have to change Maxwell's jersey color to yellow. Then he'll perform. If it's any other,
that will eventually happen.
Also, is hit and miss.
But the hits are spectacular, and it's far more consistent.
He will go to Chennai Super Kings.
He was about to. That battle was between Punjab and CSK only.
He has to change the jersey color. Otherwise, I think what many people breathed a big sigh of relief when Maxwell left, because what was he doing? No form with the bat. Punjab Kings, were they really wanting to commit harakiri for the second straight time? 2020, he didn't hit a single 6, and Punjab Kings, he couldn't hit even Sunil Narayan in the final.
He'll go to Chennai. Chennai, if he would have been in Chennai, situation would have been very different for Chennai also and Maxwell.
Please, everyone said that for Deepak Hooda and Rahul Tripathi also.
No,
they will be very
Maxwell.
good. Now they are in Chennai under this.
Maxwell was typically in that phase where he needs to be in Chennai.
Chennai have averted that storm by signing in a Devol Brevis, so that's okay.
Yeah.
So Maxwell definitely
get him to Delhi.
Get him wherever, whoever team wants to take him. But I think
Delhi,
he should not be retained. But the question is, will he be let go because he's quite a blue-eyed boy of the coach there in Punjab.
Australian
He's
Kings.
already been dropped once, so.
Yeah, dropping is one thing, but letting him go because
I
the coach might have a say there that no, this season got injured also. Who knows? I would definitely not have him because he's, not
You
going to give
buy
me-
him-
Yeah,
See,
he was
if
a
you-
better bowler than a batter. Otherwise,
Yeah.
the only way he gets to be retained is if he's able to convince both punter and Shreyas.
How much did he go for?
I think Maxwell went close to 10, if I'm not mistaken.
He went for pretty less this time, no?
4.4, sorry.
Yeah, 4 something.
4.2, 4.2.
If he goes into the auction, he's definitely getting more money.
Huh?
No chance.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
He will be lucky
Mini
to
auction-
match this.
Maxwell, I'm telling you, every year he goes into the auction. Every year we think that he's not going to get a buyer. Every year he takes this much. This is the lowest that he's ever got, if I'm not wrong.
True, but someday we hope the IPL franchise.
Prithvi Shaw, he's the Prithvi Shaw of the
Prithvi Shaw's
auction.
got dropped, no?
Now he has gotten dropped.
So that's
he will
also
also
He
have
has
just-
other options, other problems also. Now, if other problems weren't there, if
But
it was just the form,
greatest-
he would have gotten a buyer
the
this time
greatest-
also.
The greatest problem always is your primary skill. If you're missing over there, then that's the primary reason that you're getting dropped. With him as well,
But
I
you
wonder-
believe in him, na?
I
Prithvi
wonder-
Shaw, I'm saying if there was no other problem with Prithvi Shaw, he would have 100% had a buyer. Despite all of these problems, he had been called for the Chennai Super Kings trials. They were still looking at him.
But
he did not
got trumped
perform
by
well.
an Ayush Matre.
Yeah, and he did not do well there over there. That's why also he was not picked. But the only thing is that he still will have buyers, and he might just go for more money than this. I wouldn't be shocked. So it's better to you keep him, don't keep him. It's same. You've got him for a very cheap price.
Yes.
Unanimous. 3 to have voted.
I don't mind.
4 out of 4.
joining.
4 out of.
voted.
But then,
No
yeah,
Maxwell.
the Australian Kings, I don't know what they will do then.
Stoinis, Maxwell, one you'll keep.
Yeah.
You will
So
keep.
Stoinis still has done something.
Yeah.
Next one, Siddharth.
Ravi
Ashwin.
Just before I make the one, can I look at the price? I think it was 9.25 or
something
9.75.
9.5 something.
Yeah, because I just want to see the price.
We've told you, na, it's a 7.
Because there is a very interesting thing that I would like to say.
9.75.
When KP Krishnappa Gautam got
one
picked
cap.
for 9.25 and he was a Chennai Super Kings, his career ended in disaster.
Yeah, 21.
With Ravichandran Ashwin, the first statement that he made itself was there. I come to Chennai Super Kings after 10 years, nothing's changed. And indeed nothing's changed. Ashwin for 9.25 crores. 9.75 crores. He's not gotten games. He's not been preferred because Noor and Jadeja are doing the thing. Sentimental value, I think they will keep him. They will keep him in the Chennai Super Kings lineup. He'll end his career with Chennai Super Kings. After 2027, he'll not play it until 45-46. But he will play for 3 years with the same franchise. He's not going anywhere else.
I also don't see him going anywhere else. I think he's a very utility player. You can, fit him in anywhere whenever you need. And he's a very typical Chennai Super Kings
Why are
player.
they using him like a utility?
Right, because as of now you haven't MS Dhoni once said na how many bikes? 70 bikes. But I can't ride them every day. I only use the one on the day when it's required. That's the case with MS Dhoni, and that's how he works around his team. And I think he's going to be there because suddenly if you're playing a final, there are too many lefties in the other team. You haven't played Ashwin the whole season. You'll suddenly play him in the final and he will perform as well. That is why such utilities Ashwin can provide. Money is too much. Maybe they let him go because of the money, but I still don't see that happening.
Who's going to be at loss? Cricket fans, if he plays another season.
Why?
Because they won't be able to see his analysis.
So they can see ours till the time he's playing.
But he does do analysis. He doesn't do CSK games.
So why we would want now? If he's not playing, he'll be able to do everything.
But coincidence, ever since that Dictat came,
He's been dropped.
He's been dropped and he's not been
After that, is
in good form.
coincidence? He's not played only after that. 2 games he did not play. Just after that,
Less
one
said about that, the better.
I think you've not been able to derive the kind of utility that you wanted to from Ravichandran Ashwin, primarily the bowler and the batter as well.
But he batted at number 4.
That's how he's looked at. At that price point, because my season's gone horribly wrong, I think a prudent call will be to let go of an Ashwin, put that sentimental value aside and hopefully get a better quality player, somebody who I can fit in as well in the 11. We've seen him not make it to the 11 at times. And also, one more reason, why you could look beyond Ravichandran Ashwin is, as we've heard it from the CSK camp on a couple of occasions now, it is not the Chepauk of the past. They don't even know what Chepauk they're playing on these days. So it's not the same, two-pace track, that smuggy track that would assist the spin bowlers. It's not even that track anymore. So they don't know, and they probably bought him thinking that again they'll apply that spin chokehold and have this trinity of spin bowlers in Noor and an Ashwin and a Jadeja, just weave that spin web around players. It's not happened at all. So perhaps let go, because he's one of my expensive buys, and probably look to bolster my squad with a player that makes it to the 11 and can contribute a bit more, keeping conditions in mind.
Yeah, even I'll release him only to buy him back at a cheaper price.
Cheaper price I'm fine with,
at a cheaper price. That will allow me, because see, you have to understand the dynamics of the team. I think Chennai right now are in a situation where they will need a lot of replacement. They need to fix their squad. See, if you are a team like RCB or Gujarat were pretty much sorted, then you could go with a sentiment of keeping a player because you don't need too much changing. Here CSK need an overhaul, and for me to have that overhaul, I'll have to go with some money there in the auction. I'll have to release, and why we've not put some other names which you think will be released, like a Tripathi or a Huda. They'll get some money there, but if you really need to free up your purse, you need to let go of Ashwin. Ashwin does provide some sort of utility on certain occasions. He's also son of the soil, local flavor, brings with that, still wants to compete, all of that into account. I'll keep him, but I'll release him, put him into auction, have a, if he comes within that budget, reconfigured budget that I come with, sure enough. If it's not, then he goes to another team. But I think at the moment, with, an aging scenario, and as well as, not the best of form, it'll be tough for him to be getting a buyer at a very high price. So Chennai might get him, but I'll release him to get him back.
Yeah,
that could be a strategy. Okay. The next name. My oh my, MS Dhoni. Should we change the headline? Because see, with MS, he is not going to be released, because we're talking about released. In MS's case, I think it's, does he continue? Does he tell the franchise, I want to be released?
Or the new parlance, courtesy Indian cricket, does he stand down?
Whatever. Does he stand down and releases himself? Or does he continue?
I think it's already been told to us by the broadcasters that it's the second last time that we are going to see MS Dhoni today.
No, I don't think the broadcasters know themselves, because every season they've been themselves asking at the ground also.
It's been happening since 2023.
Seeing you for the last time. Is it in presentation? He said no. If you ask me, there's a big no for number 7, because I feel, and again, I don't think MS himself has made up his mind, he's often said, but the indications you're getting, whether it is from the franchise and from MS, and knowing him the way he is, he wants to have the last word. I think he'll be back next season. I don't know about the season after that. But his desire will be, he'll come back to prove all the critics wrong by doing much better and his team doing much better, and then he may say no. But I don't think this is the last season, so he comes back. No for me on that.
Yeah, he's not getting released. You cannot take Dhoni out of CSK, and CSK also you cannot take out of Dhoni. It's been established. It came in the worst possible circumstances when 2 years the franchisee was banned. He's coming next year.
Time for him, he also said. It was the most difficult time for him,
of course.
Emotionally.
He is coming back next year. He'll finish 2027 also, and he'll go.
27, I don't know. Next year, even I see him coming back. I don't see him go. I feel he's playing.
Releasing him into the auction also doesn't make sense.
Because he said it at the last time he's going to.
He won't also go.
He won't.
4 crores, you're in the franchise, he won't release him.
As he said, it is either he wants to continue or he wants to be released.
Yeah. See, today also crowds are filling up for him. That's why MS Dhoni is important.
Yes, Harshit, you've had your say?
I haven't, but I don't think I need to add.
In the words of MS Dhoni.
In the words of MS Dhoni, nothing more to add.
Have you seen Firuzha Kotla blue at this much blue?
Whenever Delhi are also, even though
whenever CSK have come here,
even if it's like DD versus CSK or
Last
DC
season
versus
I went
CSK.
for the CSK game.
Yeah.
It was chock-a-block. Okay, next up we've got HETMYER for Rajasthan Royals. He alongside Dhruv Jurel make for an interesting study. What do you think?
I mean, if you release both of them, I mean, Dhruv Jurel has...
5 crore.
Why not?
That's a lot of money.
Exactly.
Both retained, huh? These
Both
are not the ones
retained.
that they bought in auction. These are retained.
Retained.
Quarter of 100 crores in your bank account.
Exactly. And on what basis did they get Shimron Hetmyer for 11, looking at his previous record also, and the build-up to that? I don't understand what Rajasthan Royals truly did. Hopefully there is a course correction. He is released in the pool. He is released. For me, he gets released.
I'll be looking to release him as well. Couple of times that the game could have been decided basic his performance with the bat. One time he got the opportunity, the other time he was denied by Jurel. But otherwise, times where things didn't even go down to the last over and he was put into bat 10th over, 11th over, 12th over. Forget what stage that he was batting at. He's done nothing to inspire confidence, and 11 crores is just way too much money. I doubt if many teams, he can be a third choice player, not even a second fiddle I see with other teams, because not just one season, for a couple of seasons now Shimron Hetmyer has been a pale shadow.
I think he's been getting released and I think he might just be one of the only players to be released who was retained in this IPL. So yeah, agree with all of them.
I feel that if I was RR, I would release him, but I have a feeling they won't release him. RR will not. Again, if I was part of the management, I would release him because I think he's flattered to deceive.
What could be the possible reason?
I think because they will still believe in his hitting abilities. There are not going to be too many options when you go into the auction for that purpose itself. They'll probably take it as one bad season and continue, I think. Also, depends on the franchise. If SANJU, for example, wants to leave, you'll need impactful player. I know different roles. They wouldn't want too many changes. Say ditto for Dhruv Jurel. I think Dhruv has gotten runs. I think the only criticism that's come his way is that he's not been able to finish on a few occasions. But in terms of runs, he's still contributed. He's one of the highest run getters. So I think both Hetmyer and Jurel, because they were retained, I think that sort of an understanding would be there. I don't think they'll get retained. I do think that they will continue to be retained and not released. Okay, final name on our list. Patty Cummins, another big name, captain, finalist.
He's being retained. I don't see any reason for him not being retained.
He's had an awful season.
Yeah, but despite that, I think captaincy, as far as captaincy is concerned, they're really happy with his captaincy, and I think they should be. Last season they finished top of the table. They finished top of the table last year or second. Finalist, but they finished also some top two.
Top two only.
So yeah, I'm okay with him. I want him.
I think I'm going to be trying, but if I'm not making it to the playoff, it could be the last season for Pat Cummins next year. I'm willing to go in with one more season. He has talked about that philosophy, which he's also bought into now, which is that of this gung-ho approach, and he said that he's fine, that he rather be regretting the whole thing, and he rue the fact that those chances were taken than that risk not be taken. And I think the players that they've assembled as well, the squad, is players who are ready to play and live by the sword. So last year worked out, this year hasn't worked out. I try for one more year and take a call accordingly.
Yeah, same. He is getting retained. He won't be released.
Yeah, I'll make it 4 out of 4, and that is primarily because of how the franchise is. On two reasons. One, I think who did so well for you one season, just after one season, if that becomes a norm, then that's quite dangerous for cricket in general. I don't think that's how cricket should be played. You'll have good and bad season. You have to see a long-term prospect and a long-term outlook of how you stay with players or leave them. And secondly, I think SRH as a team has shown. You can see it from their owners as well. Kavya Maran's pretty much there even when they're knocked out. So I think she's invested more in that team. They went for a holiday despite not having a great season. I think they believe in a more long-term approach than season by season. So yeah, I don't think they'll take a major decision.
Had they huffed and puffed their way and let's say finished 4th in the playoffs last year and this year then be finishing 7th, 8th, something like that, then maybe it could have been curtains on his captaincy or his time at the franchise. But the highs of last year was such that you just tempted to give him one more season and then just take what the average shows you at that point. You take a decision basis that average.
Okay, we'll quickly dive into what you guys have to say, but before that, we'll just sum up what we've got. So, out of the 10 big names that we went with, we've got 4 that we think will be retained. That will not be released. Those include PANT, that includes DHONI, that includes Rahane and Cummins. I think these are the 4 names that we all agreed that will not be released. Venkatesh Iyer is the only one who we are 50-50 on. And then the 5 that we've thought will be let go collectively is HETMYER and ASHWIN, MAXWELL, SHAMI, as well as SANJU Samson. SANJU, another interesting case where most of us have thought that it will be him who'd want to be released rather than the franchise doing that. Okay, let's dive into what all of you have to say. Today's game, the team with the least amount of sixes versus the team with most sixes.
Yeah.
The team with the oldest player versus the team with the youngest player. What a contrast we've got tonight.
Yeah. Evil Genius is saying, qualified first, GT or PBKS/RCB. Only one answer, not all. 3 options, GT, PBKS or RCB. Who will qualify as number 1?
GT.
Number 1,
Who will finish number 1, yeah.
Yeah, GT for me.
GT.
GT?
For you
4 out of 4. 4 out of 4. All gone with
Just about
Gujarat.
finishing first, na?
First on the table, yeah.
Not winning.
Yeah.
Gujarat Titan.
Ishika Sharan from the US is saying, Maxi played well for RCB.
Yes.
And also for Punjab Kings 1 season.
True. Ishika, that season comes like 1 every 6 years.
Once in a blue moon.
Halley's Comet.
Once in a decade.
Blue moon, whatever you want to call it.
Once in a blue moon, yeah.
Yeah. Ashish Dhar, Venkatesh Iyer, Ash, Ishan, Pant, MS should be released and go unsold. Ouch.
See, by the way, if let's say hypothetically, someone like MS, if he's released, or it won't be a case in his, as an example, because he will release himself, then he's not going to go into the auction. So there's no question of it being unsold. So that is
done.
Moot point. Venkatesh Iyer, I think, will find a buyer. Ash may be a buyer, as I said. Chennai might buy him again at a much
for a
cheaper
base
price.
price, yeah.
Ishan will also get a buyer.
Pant will get a buyer.
Pant to 100%.
Yeah. Ashish Dhar, will DC go for a holiday if they lose?
It's holiday only after the season is ending. There's 2 more games left.
He's asking for options. What could be the place they could go on?
I told you for SRH also, Andaman or somewhere in India.
But SRH went to Maldives.
But I said that day also that I wanted them to go somewhere in India.
So suggest for DC na through
Andaman they can go.
If they go for a holiday, where should
the monsoon?
Andaman.
Yeah.
In monsoons also. Go for
I know. Port Blair.
He's saying invest in India.
Shivam is saying where you went last year, they should go there.
That's also a pretty good place.
No, India.
I would say
India.
You spend your time in Delhi, get used to the Arun Jaitley Stadium. All you won is one match.
Next year, get ready.
Okay. Saraj Chandra is saying little trivia. There are 2 players who played for 4 franchises in the current 10 teams who haven't won yet in the IPL, and both been part of those all teams.
There are 2 players who have played for 4 franchises in this current 10-team IPL. Okay. He's played for 4 of them.
Okay. And not won the IPL.
They haven't. They have been part of those all teams. 4 franchises. They have not won the IPL.
Manish Pandey.
Manish Pandey has won it.
He was with KKR.
KL Rahul.
4 franchises.
Lucknow, Delhi,
RCB,
Punjab.
RCB, Punjab.
4. 4 and not won the IPL. Yes.
Not
so
won
that's
the IPL.
one.
Yes.
Maxwell,
Punjab.
Yeah.
RCB.
Oh no, but no, he was part of 2013, na? MI.
Mumbai, yeah, he has won.
They won the title then,
Yeah.
isn't it? Maxi doesn't make it. Butler,
Yeah, could
RR, GT. No, he was part of MI, na? 2019. Butler was part of MI 2019. So I think KL is correct. I don't know the second one. I have to think.
There are just 2.
How about
2 players.
Ishant Sharma?
Delhi,
Gujarat.
GT,
KKR.
GT joined this year.
KKR. Was he part of 2024 KKR?
No, he was playing for Delhi.
Delhi, okay, three. That's
Three
three.
teams he has played for, one more team.
Fourth team.
Fourth team, RPS. He was part of RPS in
You can see
2016.
now.
Current teams.
Current teams.
Can't count RPS.
Can't count
He was
RPS.
part of Gujarat, I think. Or was he part of
Gujarat is currently part of now.
No, Lions.
No, he was RPS. And
Acha, was he
he was RPS 2016. KL and Stoinis.
Stoinis has played for Delhi, Punjab, RCB,
RCB.
and Lucknow.
LSG. Oh yes,
teams,
KL.
Yeah, Stoinis.
Stoinis.
Okay. Rakshit Singh says, as a MI fan, I want MI to get rid of at least one of the top order batters. There are too many top order batters. There's someone as talented as Namandhir should open play at 3. Meanwhile, Surya and Tilak are batting low. But this is, Rakshit, something that we discussed earlier. They do have a lot of top order batters. But I think they've found a way in the second half of the season to function with all of them.
Namandhir is getting you runs as a finisher now.
Yeah.
I think they haven't sorted out their lower middle order.
Punjab
like
also,
power.
Namandhir does not bat up the order if I'm not wrong. He bats middle only because over there it's Abhishek Sharma, Prab Simran, there's Anmol Preet. Punjab 3-1-2-3. I think these are the three who play.
Prince Raj, thank you very much for your comments.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you so much.
Very much.
Yeah.
Hope you continue to watch sports today and you are a regular watcher.
Yeah. Manan Mehta is saying if CSK don't leave Ashwin, then they have to leave Noor.
No chance.
One smart swap can be Noor to GT and Rabada to CSK. No, we are not letting go of Noor here, the one lone bright spot for CSK this season.
No, Ayush, many more bright spots for CSK as they end the season.
Yeah, but Noor is the number one performer.
From start to finish, he's been their best at this point in time. Urvil Patel, Rahul Gaming is saying Urvil Patel 100 today because small ground, good batting track. Yeah, we don't know how the Delhi pitches have been this time. It's been veering too much on the extremes in that way.
Final comment of the evening before we wind up. This is King 007. He says, in terms of player performance versus luck, please compare Dhoni, Rohit and Kohli. In my humble opinion, Dhoni was the luckiest, then Rohit, then last week from a captaincy angle. But it's very tough.
Convoluted question.
No, he's saying that
Dhoni was lucky in some
who's the one
results.
who got the most amount of luck. But I don't, again, it's a, see, firstly, it cannot be quantified, something like luck. I think it's just a way of looking at it. I don't think it's a fair assessment anyone can take. This is my personal opinion, luck eventually evens out. For everyone, it's the same amount that you'll have in one form or the other. Because it's not a special skill that you can work on and get better at. It just is the luck of the draw. So I think it's unfair to say that anyone is more lucky and someone is less lucky.
Although if you have to look at
You make your own luck
yes,
by your own calls. And
because
decisions.
ICC events you have had two thrillers under MS Dhoni as a captain. Okay, Rohit, whenever he's captain, it's been one event was dominating as captain, the Champions Trophy. T20 World Cup was a thriller.
World Cup also.
No, but that wasn't a dominant final win, na?
Siddharth,
It was a thriller.
So that there is no way, that's what I'm saying, there's
Yeah.
no way of qualifying one thing as luck or decision
Correct.
making. Certain things which go close, do we now attribute it to luck or do we attribute to a few calls that may have been taken? There is no one answer to that.
Correct. That's that.
That debate will never have a definite answer, right?
Yeah, it's a very unquantifiable thing, luck.
Yeah.
So,
Chalo, on that note, we'll wind up this. No, thank you, Shivam. Before we wind up, can we have predictions for the game today?
oh man. CSK consigning RR to the wooden spoon. CSK winning.
Ayyo.
CSK winning.
3.
Even though RR has shown good form in the last few games. I'll go with CSK too.
4 zip.
Firusha Kotla is packed with Dhoni fans.
Yeah.
They've come to see him do well.
Indeed.
I remember the last game that they played here last season. They won that. Not mistaken.
DC game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DC CSK.
where many people thought it was the last time you're seeing, you went to the stadium and
Shivam Dubey played a...
Yeah. Was it that rainbow jersey game? DC rainbow jersey?
DC may have won. I can't.
Oh yes, yes.
Chennai was wearing yellow, but...
Yeah, Chennai. I think Dubey did well.
See, if DC was playing, you can easily say that the other team won.
Yes.
He's saying, if DC were playing, it's very easy to just say that the other team won.
True.
Oh yeah.
What a troubled fan he is.
Yeah.
Always perennially downcast. I just wonder what Shashwat would have been in those years of 2013 to 18.
Nothing like I am right now. Nothing's changed then and now.
Yaar, this is...
They were famous wooden spoon then.
I'm telling you, doesn't matter race,
That was
no
dark
race.
age.
This also, it will just, even if you qualify by chance, you're just getting one more game.
Okay.
Nothing.
Delhi team, when the match is there, we will discuss.
Tomorrow,
Otherwise, we'll have another half-hour discussion.
Yeah, the Chakala Derby is happening tomorrow.
Okay, guys, take care. Thank you so much for joining the Dugout. See you for the toss update mid-innings, but most importantly, for our post-match show, we'll be live for an hour and answer all your questions then. Take care. Bye-bye. See you soon.
See you.